Dear friends, first I would like to thank the Committee on Food Security for giving us the opportunity to highlight land tenure and its importance to many development issues. With half the population of the world living in rural areas and closely dependent on land resources, tenure is a fundamental issue for all, but especially for those whose tenure rights are less secured, such as smallholder farmers, women, youth, indigenous peoples, and other defranchised communities. Tenure insecurity contributes to social exclusion and conflicts, undermining people's ability to invest in the land and in the future. This leads to food insecurity, not to food security. It leads to vulnerability to climate change and a range of shocks and crises. This is particularly acute for dryland communities. At their last COP held in India, the 197 parties to the UNCCD formally recognized the importance of the link between land tenure and sustainable and water management by adopting a landmark decision on land tenure. The decision acknowledged CFS voluntary guidelines on the responsible governance of tenure as a key tool to help create the necessary conditions for achieving land degradation neutrality. Our parties have thus embraced these guidelines as much as the excellent work of the CFS. In our hurried society, we spend money. Then, instantaneously, a service or a good is provided. Development finance can also fall into this trap. Donors want to quickly see results, as do the beneficiaries. Accountability is indeed crucially important. However, as regards land restoration and the scaling up of regenerative agricultural practices, the ground must be prepared, so to speak, especially if we seek multiple outcomes for biodiversity, climate change, and livelihoods. Financing for land rights remains marginal in comparison to overall development investments. We know that those with land rights will invest in the future. They need the security that they will reap what they sow. Governments and local authorities can contribute to making them feel confident about the future. They can do this by recognizing a continuum of legitimate tenures that can be adapted to local context. This legitimacy also requires trusted institutions that are underpinned by transparency, data, and administration to implement these rights and these rights-based approaches. Expertise, knowledge transfer, and capacity building must be linked to the finance package needed for future tenure. Laws must be passed and implemented. Dispute resolution mechanisms must be just, equitable, and respected by all stakeholders. Let's be clear, investment is needed to build this foundation and create fit-for-purpose frameworks. Only then can we effectively mainstream tenure in the large-scale restoration projects needed to build forward better. In this context, we believe UNCCD COP15 next May in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, will be a timely opportunity to move the conversation to policy action. I look forward to continuing engaging with you and different stakeholders on how tenure rights can be strengthened for the sake of people and the planet. Thank you very much.